Hello, welcome to Reeltv, where we talk about the latest and greatest films and television shows. I'm your host, Lindsey Lorifus.
And I'm also your host, Brian C. Capon. And today we'll be talking about the newest animation projects that have come out. So let's start off with one of the biggest names in animation, Disney and Pixar.
Disney, exactly.
Yep, you just saw Frozen, right?
Yes, oh my goodness, it's been forever. You know, I was waiting so long to see it because I really wanted to see it with my sister, but she went ahead and saw it without me, the betrayer she is, oh my God. So she was like, okay, Lindsey, you can see it as long as you wear your hair in a side braid so you look like Elsa. I was like, okay, this is a fair deal, I'll go see it now. So I saw it and I totally fell in love with it. Oh my God, so funny. I had no idea how hysterical it would be. Yeah.
I think one of the biggest parts for that one was like Anna was so adorkable. Like she wasn't like the perfect Disney princess. She was a little awkward. She didn't know how to talk to people, and that everyone can kind of relate to that.
I love the scene when she first met the prince, and she was just so awkward, and they're like in the boat, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so me. I think it's a wonderful thing that girls can relate to that. Like, you don't have to be perfect in order to be a princess. Everyone is a princess in their own way.
Also, another thing is that you don't need a prince to be happy. Like Elsa doesn't have a prince. Unless they make a sequel.
Yeah, strong, independent woman.
Yeah, and she basically points out you can't marry someone you just met.
Exactly.
Literally, like within the first half hour, she points it out. Like when Anna says, yeah, we're going to get married. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. And I also love the message that true love doesn't have to be something with a significant other. It can be within your family, and we really should value that more nowadays.
I was a little disappointed with Frozen, and just like personally, just because it didn't have that spark that would make it a permanent Disney classic.
What is that spark to you?
Oh dear. Well, when you think of one of my favorite films is Beauty and the Beast. That just has like the whole spark. It has the whole package: great cast, great music, great animation, everything. The animation was very good for just a Disney film. Pixar didn't do anything with that film. Like what they did with Tangled, and apparently the animation for the snow took like a year or so.
Yeah,
and it was like the best snow effects I've ever seen.
It really was gorgeous.
But I think it was kind of, I don't know exactly. It just didn't connect to me as much as I thought it could. Most Disney films, like I can easily like empathize with the character, or believe in the story or the message. But this one kind of felt like it was pandering to like modern standards.
Who is your favorite Disney character?
Oh dear. I really don't know.
It's a hard decision.
Oh, another thing I didn't like about the film is how I was expecting it to be more like the Snow Queen, which it's based off of, and that's a very different story. Although there is a theory that says that if Anna hadn't gone back for Elsa, it would have turned out like the Snow Queen.
Because I actually heard that in Europe they promoted the film as more Snow Queen based, and I think they called it Ice Queen or something along that line instead of Frozen, which is an interesting change and how they're really gearing it towards certain audiences.
Yeah. I just like the way they did, like comparing it to Tangled, one of the latest projects that Disney did. They did like Rapunzel, you can add a lot to that. Like, it's just a guy who goes up to a tower, finds a girl. They added a lot to that, and I liked that. But the Snow Queen, they completely deviated from the plot. Like, it's sort of like a prequel, but it doesn't really work out as like a good prequel.
Well, something I found interesting when I was thinking about these new Disney films is that they've transitioned from Cinderella and Aladdin and Snow White. Those are the names of characters, and those were the titles of the films. But now the titles of the films are adjective-based, like Brave, Tangled, Frozen. I think that's an interesting shift that they're going towards. So.
Yeah, but let's move on from Disney just because we've talked to death about Frozen
There's so much
all the time.
more than just Disney.
Some of the other projects that are coming out: Incredibles 2 and Cars 3. In an interview with like one of the directors of the film, like the reason they didn't make an Incredibles movie so far is because they didn't want to like ruin the series. They had to have a story for them to live in.
I like that.
Yep, I thought that was really good. I just hope that Cars 3 they come with like some BS story just to make more money off of them.
Because Cars 2 wasn't all that great.
Yeah. And the Planes, the spin-off, you saw and you said you liked it.
Yes, I really enjoyed it. Yep. I saw it at a drive-in, so it was exciting, being in a car, and even though it was about planes, I liked being in a vehicle basically and enjoying it. It was really cute.
Okay, but it didn't do too well like in theaters and worldwide.
I don't think a lot of people saw
Although
it.
that one actually is getting a sequel. I'm very surprised about that.
Wow.
And actually, here's something interesting. When I looked it up, it apparently was supposed to be a direct-to-DVD release,
Oh, interesting.
but they decided to just put it out in movie theaters.
I know, why not? Make some more money off of it.
That's true, but I don't know if they made more money off of that because that. Like it's like Mulan too. Like when they made that direct-to-DVD or something like that, and that did okay. It's not as good as the original, but yeah, like just like it's hard to gauge like how popular something will be. With Planes, they probably gauged it to a little higher than what it would be.
Sometimes you just have to leave a story where it is and think of a new idea.
Yeah.
You know, why beat a dead horse?
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on to another thing. Back to Frozen, the film that could have won, but Frozen took its Academy Award for best animated picture or something like that. I forget the exact award. But Ernest and Celestine. It's a French hand-drawn animation.
Ooh, hand-drawn.
Yep, and it looks adorable. I really wanted to see it. I just haven't had a chance to. It just got dubbed for an American release. Forrest Whitaker plays a character. Also, there's William H. Macy, and it's a cute story, very very kid-like, very childlike, but with a nice message, and I like that a bit.
That's wonderful. I've really become more interested in French culture recently because I've been hearing more French pop songs, and I just love the messages that they're trying to, get out to children
That's what I love about animation. You can convey so many different kinds of messages to kids, adults, and it can be family-friendly entertainment too. But it also can be like for specific niches too, and I like that a lot.
Exactly. And I feel like Europe has a really good foundation in family-friendly activities concerning film and stuff because, like, when I've worked on German films in the past, they typically like to, make these films and then show them on TV, and they're presented on Sunday nights so families can be together. I think that's wonderful. I think we need that more here in America.
We definitely need that a lot more.
Yeah.
Well, apparently we're out of time.
Yes, we could just keep on talking about it for forever.
Absolutely. We should do a segment on this like another week or something.
We should.
All right. Well, we'll move on to the next part of Reeltv. Stay tuned.